The world's eyes are on Alaska, where US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are set to meet in a high-stakes summit to end the war in Ukraine. The conflict, now in its fourth year, has devastated Ukraine and redrawn Europe's map. Trump's announcement of the summit sent shockwaves worldwide, raising hopes for a breakthrough. Alaska, separated from Russia by just a narrow strait, is both symbolic and practical, a neutral ground for tense negotiations. The state's governor calls it a critical bridge between the two powers, underscoring the gravity of the talks. Russia occupies about 20% of Ukraine, including Crimea and parts of Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia. Fierce fighting continues, especially around Pokrovsk, as Ukraine resists further Russian advances. The summit follows months of stalled diplomacy, failed ceasefires, and Trump's ultimatum to Putin. With the deadline passed and violence ongoing, this face-to-face meeting is seen as a last chance for peace. The stakes are enormous: the fate of Ukraine, European security, and the credibility of US diplomacy all hang in the balance. As leaders arrive in Alaska, the world waits to see if this icy frontier will witness history, or another missed opportunity. At the heart of the summit is a controversial proposal. Ukraine would cede Crimea and the Donbas to Russia, while Russia withdraws from Kherson and Zaporizhia. President Trump frames it as a pragmatic swap, but for Ukraine, it's an unacceptable loss. President Zelensky has flatly rejected any deal that surrenders Ukrainian land, calling it a betrayal of sovereignty and a violation of the Constitution. For Ukraine, conceding territory would legitimize Russian aggression. Kyiv insists that peace must restore all its territory, not reward invasion. The idea of a US-Russia deal without Ukraine's full consent evokes painful memories of great powers deciding the fate of smaller nations. As the summit unfolds, Ukraine braces for a diplomatic fight to defend its existence. For Putin, the Alaska summit is a chance to cement Russia's gains and secure international recognition of its control over Crimea and the Donbas. The Kremlin sees the talks as a way to negotiate from strength, using its military leverage to shape the outcome. Putin's direct engagement with Trump sidelines Europe and elevates Russia's global standing. For Trump, the summit is about delivering on his promise to end the war, fast. He's pushed for a deal that ends US involvement and cuts costs, even if it means painful concessions for Ukraine. Trump's approach is transactional pressure, tariffs, and direct negotiation. Both leaders seek a win: Putin, territorial legitimacy; Trump, a diplomatic victory. The Alaska talks will test whether their personal styles can produce peace, or just a new status quo. Europe watches anxiously, fearing a US-Russia deal that ignores their security and Ukraine's sovereignty. For NATO's eastern members, any forced territorial concession is a dangerous precedent, undermining the principle that borders can't be changed by force. The world holds its breath, waiting to see if Alaska brings a true thaw, or a deeper freeze.